successfully sealing a flanged connection is dependent upon all of the components of a well-designed flange system properly working in unison. This training video provides guidance for maintenance operators, engineers and fitters to ensure a successful gasket installation while achieving the proper assembly of all bolted flange connections. This is intended to complement other plant-approved installation procedures. Note: the procedure assumes that new gaskets are being installed, and these new gaskets are manufactured to the proper dimensional and operational criteria, duly specified for each specific application. The main focus of this presentation is not directed to gasket manufacturing or specification, but rather to the gasket's proper installation. Before taking any action, please ensure that you are using the right gasket according to the appropriate specifications. Remember that gaskets should never be reused. Please keep in mind that whenever you open the equipment, you should carefully analyze the gaskets that are being removed. This type of analysis allows for the diagnosis of abnormal situations that may have occurred during the operation or previous installation, and it is an excellent indicator for corrective actions that may be needed. Now we are ready to watch the installation procedure for a gasket. These steps will be essential for you to assure joint integrity, providing maximum safety. Necessary tools. Before starting the installation, make sure that you have all the necessary tools. Some specific tools will be required for cleaning and others for tensioning the fasteners. Additionally, always use personal protective equipment and follow proper safety practices required for the specific operation. This is a partial list of tools and equipment that should be ready before installation. Calibrated torque wrench, hydraulic or other tensioner. Wire brush, brass if possible. Lubricant. Gasket defined for the application. Please note that other plant-specified equipment may be needed for your specific installation. All set? Let's then start. The first step of the procedure is to clean and examine. Remove all foreign material and debris from seating surfaces, fasteners, bolts or studs, nuts and washers. Please use plant-specific dust control procedures when and where required. Check bolts and studs, nuts and washers for defects such as cracks or burrs. Next, you examine the flange surfaces for warping, radial scores, heavy tool marks, or anything else that could prohibit proper gasket seating. Replace components if found to be defective. If in doubt, seek a device. Note: Step 2 refers to flange alignment. This is appropriate only for specific mating flanges. Align the flange faces and bolt holes without applying excessive force. Report any misalignment. Very good. Now we shall proceed to step 3. Installation of the gasket. As explained previously, please ensure that the selected gasket complies with the size and material specified for the application. Examine the gasket to make sure that is free from defects. And remember to only use a new gasket. Note: all appropriate standard organizations, along with most plant specifications, clearly state that only new gaskets should be used for installations. Gaskets should not be reused. Carefully insert the gasket between the flanges. Make sure the gasket is centered between the flanges. Do not use joining compounds or release agents on the gasket or flange faces, other than those specified by the gasket manufacturer. Bring the flanges together slowly, ensuring the gasket is not pinched or damaged. Step 4. This deals with the lubrication of the loading bearing surface of the screws, bolts, and washers. Make sure that the installer only uses specified or approved lubricants. Apply the lubricant liberally and uniformly to all threaded, nut, and washer load-bearing surfaces. Ensure that the lubricant does not contaminate either the gasket or the flange face. Very well then, now we can move on to Step 5. Installation and tightening of fasteners. Always use the proper tools defined as calibrated torque wrench or other control tensioning device. Caution: please contact Teadit and/or your engineering department to learn about the torque required. If possible, keep the torque calculation file close to flange tag documentation. Always stored in a crossbow tightening pattern, more commonly referred to as the star pattern. Tighten the nuts in multiple steps. Step 1. Tighten all nuts initially by hand. Large bolts may require a small hand wrench. Step 2. Torque each nut to approximately 30% of full torque. Step 3. Torque each nut to approximately 60% of full torque. Step 4. Torque each nut to full torque, always using the crossbow tightening pattern. Step 5. Apply a final full torque to all nuts in clockwise direction until all torque is uniform. Larger diameter flanges may require additional tightening passes. For the Step 6, extreme care should be exercised to ensure proper sealing, retightening. Contact Teadit and/or your engineering department for guidance and recommendation on retightening. Do not retorque elastomer-based or asbestos-free gaskets after they have been exposed to high temperatures, unless otherwise specified. Retorque all fasteners exposed to aggressive thermal cycling. All retorquing should be performed at ambient temperature and atmospheric pressure. Your work's finished. By following these procedures, you now have installed a gasket with the emphasis on safety for you and your plant. You should realize optimum results measured by actual sealability because you have correctly installed the proper gasket for the application. Well done!